Hello, beautiful folks and the internet, wherever you are. Welcome back. It's Underscore Ginto. Back again to the root of today. Here we are, it's to the agriculture and also the aquaculture. But we have so much of the things that we're going to be covering at this kind of the spot and also this kind of the moment, because today is this kind of the video. I'm going to be starting it from this kind of the position. I'm coming from Matiko's home in terms of the delivery of much of the materials that people have been talking about. Oh, Ginto is delivering unto himself, but Matiko's maybe project is just a standing. It's just a shame on, because they're going to be talking about, oh, how is it possible like Matiko gonna, because you know there's so many people who started with this kind of the YouTube platform, but whenever it has come to this kind of the position, they have nothing to say or to give to other people, like this is what I can speak out of because I've made it happen. But what they can just only speak is nonsense and shit, because they have nothing to reflect. You understand, every kind of the time we need the receipts to show that what are you doing at this kind of the time. You can show like, oh, this kind of the person has this a little bit, because much of the people are ever speaking, that the people who are talking about, oh, how can I make this kind to happen, they have that kind of the jealousy, like how can I approach Ginto and make sure you're going to be having out to understand this kind of the things. And Kiruzi, those kind of the bus are talking, they're just talking every time. So it's their way of not understanding the real structure of coming and bonding ourselves together. Today's this kind of the video is going to be entitling and entailing about the Jigas family. So I'm going to be getting to the Jigas family also, giving them the best way ever forward. Talk about the continuation from the lintel stage to the roofing stage, because we're going to be getting to the roofing stage of this kind of the Jigas family. You understand their criteria. You understand how they have been. You can imagine, how can a person pay you less than $1 for him to lease a land, for him to cultivate and plant much of the maize for their own family purposes, and somebody can vamoose out and talk about, hey, I have some maize, or I can sell this kind of the maize. A little bit of the stupidity of the highest order. They were using this kind of the people because of their condition they were, mentally condition they were, and talk about the illness, way they were, to make sure that they could just use them in such kind of the criteria to benefit on them. So opportunists always unto the village. It's a man-eat-man society. We have them here. Number two, also today I've heard about I'll talk about the dancing mom here. You understand how the party was and the things, how they went, because the cows never went. And how can you get 2 times a dowry? It's not possible to this kind of the way we are. So today again, the cow that they took from Matiko's home, and it was now brought to the dancing mom, and they took it. So whenever it comes to this kind of the scenario, never think about God is sleeping. Today you will see much of the videos how they are coming out during this kind of the gentleman. He was complaining too much, because I told him he's creating drama that he will not come out with, and things now they're gonna be boy falling and everything gonna be coming. You can never challenge the ancestral and think about you can hinder the culture and talk about you're gonna be bringing some Europeans to bring some of the funny people who think about they can just change the culture the way they think about. The culture is changed from town, and whenever a person comes to the village, a bit that person is changed, but you can never change everybody and fool everybody to the village. That is it. And also I always appreciate Azan Foundation and also Mama Tandi Foundation for the materials and also the opening of the road gonna be coming, because we are now sealing and also the papers gonna be signed, and that's gonna be speaking about it at this kind of the time. And also we're gonna be speaking about the most of this kind of the video. It's gonna be covering the Jigas family. We're gonna be getting them to a very permanent solution. So if you're gonna be supporting us on this kind of the videos, gonna be subscribing, liking and sharing, you understand the culture, and also you understand how they have been up to this kind of the time. We are even getting to even this is a Christmas season. Buy them some things here that we can just cherish with, and also this kind of the Christmas festive. Talk about all the people who need, because we are here to support the vulnerables, and that is what I can stand with. And at this kind of the time also, if this kind of the fish they could have developed and also they could have matured enough, I could talk about let us fish a bit and give to the people who are in need, but they are still young and not yet mature. And that's the point I can say that the time will reach. Maybe next year, maybe we shall see what's going to be happening each kind of the time. So at this kind of the time, I appreciate much of the people tuned in, locked in, and going to be subscribing to us and getting us going on. I was asked one of the questions as going to be ending this kind of the area from the fish farm here. Like, oh, Gintu, where were you when you were just checking? Look at where I am and look at the dancing mom home. It is there. This camera gonna be showing you like it's very far, but it's just some 50 meters from where I am. So when I'm standing here, I can view everything and I can pinpoint everything. So I was checking how the things were not just morning here and there, but that is the nature. You talk about they have made it, and the people are just talking about let us keep quiet and look at what we're gonna be doing, because the YouTube now has taken. Hello, welcome people, welcome back to this kind of the tuned of today. We are starting this kind of the video, this kind of the platform. It's one-on-one live coverage, and the gentlemen are into the work. They're making sure that everything gonna be coming out more exclusively, very fantastic, and carifragistically very nice. And we are here to support, and I said it once upon a time, like we have to support the vulnerable, we have to support the less fortunate, and also we have to give people the permanent solution. And what we are just doing here, it's a permanent solution to the lives of some of the people, because this is to the Jigas family platform that we're gonna be handling here to make sure that everything is getting good at this kind of the time. So already we are just offloading some of the bricks here, and we have just getting much of the bricks to make sure we're going to be continuing this kind of the construction at this kind of the time. And also we're going to be making sure we're going to be reaching to the roofing stage with an immediate effect. So at this kind of the time, in Ngapisai 335. 335. They're going to be bringing more, like 4 of them to come, so they can just make sure they're going to be finishing this kind of the house today. And the work going to be finished today, or how is it?
Raising of the wall plate.
Okay, the raising over?
The wall plate.
Okay.
We'll be finished tomorrow.
Tomorrow or today?
Not today.
Who told you not today?
I know.
No, if it's not today, we have to agree on one thing. Because we are 4 top masons, so why can't we complete it today, man?
Let's agree with them.
Okay, we have to make it happen. Kunywa chai bana, tuendelee na mboka. Lazima itaisha. Yani leo tunaenda nayo hivyo hivyo. Cement tuongeze. The gentleman is here. You are the one whom we are helping here. And sometimes unaonanga vile tunafanya na wewe ndio tunasaidia. Si ndio? Sasa kama tunakusaidia, kama hujakaza mkono waambie Mura tusongeze hivi. Unajua bado niko na site ni mingi bado za kufanya. So unaona ndio maana tunaruka tunasaidia huku tusaidie huku. Sasa ndio maana kaza mkono, wewe ndio utawakaza mkono. I'm telling the gentleman, because he's the one who is the owner of this kind of the position, he should be telling them, please, can we go, because he's the one to be helped here and make sure that everything is happening to this kind of the time. Exactly. Hi man. What's up? You are looking at me like you don't like. Oh, you like? Oh, you are good. Thank you very much. Mambo iko namna gani sasa mra?
Mambo iko sawa.
Kila kitu iko chonjo. Kazi inasonga mbele. Tusonge nayo. Exactly. Let's go. Kwa hivyo ni mchanga ingine mnataka muongeza? Exactly. Gonna be having more and more to come. Talk about I think the 4 top mason, they have to work very smart, because we need to see them going further from this kind of the position. Abi Meisha. So this position is already finished. Talk about 4 courses from here to the top there. And I think they're going to be getting to the downer area because of you can see how they have arranged this kind of the position, because it's now rhyming very good to make sure that everybody can just step on it and can work more efficiently. So we're going to be getting the whole of them now, going to be getting to the other position. Talk about from the other position now, going to be getting to, so they're going to be working that way, and we can see how we're going to be getting further from this kind of the position. Ama wengine wapatiwa mapunda zingine, mapunda zingine, mapunda zingine na mbao. Si hiyo acha tufunge kwa pikipiki tulete. Exactly. So we're going to be adding this kind of the straps here, like this one here, and like 2 or 3 of them, to make sure they're going to be adding some timbers also that we're going to be squeezing us to get far away from this kind of the position. So we are just rushing with this kind of the time, and this is where we are. So we had 6 cements that remained from the last stage. They have already used 2, and we have 4 already at this kind of the stage, and we are hoping them to, if we cannot finish, we shall see how this kind of the position again will just ring to this kind of the area again. So everything is handling a little bit of what is giving us a little bit of the problem. Na nilikuambia sasa, angalia sasa, wanataka wajenge na hii waya bado hamjatoa, na mmeamua aje?
Niliwaambia sasa, wakaniambia tu watatoa, mpaka saa hii nimeshangaa wajamaa. Okay, it has to be handled today, and because we're going to be now having a risk whenever we're going to be constructing this kind of the place here, and talk about this kind of the wires are still hanging here. We have to rectify everything before we're going to be getting to that one. So We oya. Tunasema itamutamaliza ba.
Haitaisha.
Haitaisha.
Itaisha.
Itaisha, si ndio? Exactly. The gentleman has said it will just be finished because the person who is alternatively here is talking about please begin to make sure that you're going to be in a finish line today. And so as we can just make sure that we're going to be getting to another stage, talk about the roofing stage. That's where we are rushing to. And from here, we're going to be now giving out the quotation of the roofing. How many timbers? 4x2, 3x2, nails, how many iron sheets. So you can just know. We're going to be roofing it maybe in this December from the mentality that we're going to be having here, and we are still supporting them to make sure that everything is coming out more fantastic, because if they're going to be rounding out from the downer stage here, talk about they're going to now deal with this kind of the stage, the downer stage here. And if they finish this one, the other stages are short. They're going to be managing to make sure that everything is just handled more significantly, very nice. And that's why we're going to be making sure that we are rushing to that kind of the spot and making it happen. Exactly. So to the real Esquire, we are not using the borehole that is here because it's having very few water because of this stage. Because also we don't have enough funds that could facilitate us to bring, because we are still on the construction of the house, and also again getting much of the funds that could bring the same people who dug this kind of the borehole or the well here to get water. A bit it will be a little bit crazy because of the funds that we have. The water is not much, but I think whenever this kind of the season is there, they're going to be fetching a little bit of it, because we are even bringing water with the tuk-tuk, like 2 tuk-tuks a day, going to be costing 2,000. So a bit going to be water also is scarce. And right now, every well in this kind of the village, they have dried up. So you have to go to some of the rivers also, they are dried up. So you have to go to a river which is sustaining, so they can just withdraw water and fetch water, because they are in the business. And that is what we are moving forward to entail. And also this kind of the family, we are trying to make sure that they're going to be moving and we don't disappoint. And this is my strategy, because I'm the project manager, managing and checking onto this kind of the project, how it's going to be so successful, how it's going to be working, as they're going to be migrating to this kind of the house to make sure that everything is handled more fantastic. It's a break time edition. I'm going to be taking some breakfast here, and everything is so fantastic. So everything is a courtesy from me to make sure that like the breakfast, like the luncheons here, they're going to be coming from my own courtesy, and that is my way forward to go. So if they're going to be rounding from the talk about the breakfast time, they're going to be making sure that everything is handled. So this is a second trip of water, and the first trip was placed onto those kind of the jerry cans already, and still we have this kind of the ballast is still there, and some sand is still there, and we are just bringing some bricks at that kind of the position, and everything is just handled. So you can now see how it's being increased to this kind of the position. So it's a bit going to be so fantastic. We have to gauge and see if they're going to be in a parallel line. Exactly. So you can measure and see if it's now working more fantastic. So the gentlemen have to talk about cop up and have the energy at this kind of the morning, because the food is there, they cannot go to town, because we have to consideratively check onto that one. Like if they could be going to town and get much of the breakfast from town, a bit they could be relaxing, and a bit the work will be continuing very slowly. And what I've told them is because it depends with the engineer, but to me I don't recommend this kind of they're called ventilation. I don't recommend these ones here, because whenever it comes to the talk about the windows and maybe formulating, or talk about the windows going to be placed here, the windows also, they have their own space, which is the vent, that we don't require the extra vent to the top. And sometimes this kind of the vents, that's where the ceiling sometimes is passing, so a bit causing much of the problem here. So I don't recommend about it. And what I know is it depends with how the engineer is, but to the other sides, maybe it's only this kind of the position they've placed it, but to the other position, the windows will recover those kind of the vents from this kind of the position. So that's what we are doing here. And for the people, and also for the people going to be tuned in and talk about here, going to have to make sure that this kind of the family gets a permanent solution. That's what we are looking forward to, make sure that everything is coming out more fantastic. And I will just appreciate whoever will talk about here. Again, too, we can just appreciate in terms of the roofing stage and getting some of the timbers. A bit the timbers are so expensive, we understand. understand? And getting them here, roofing is again expensive, and iron sheet again gonna be costing a lot of money, but we're gonna be getting a step by step. What I understand is a step by step will give us a better moment, step by step. That is what I always understand. Talk about when bringing this kind of the talk about bricks there, talk about some of the ballast, some of the sand, a bit it will give us that kind of the courage to move on step by step, and we shall make it. And to this kind of the fantastic module, as Gintu is a project manager, we have to manage everything how it comes and how we're going to be handling much of the things. Keep tuned. Back to you in a short while. Back to you in the studio. Guys, the work of the day always comes with a lot of the work to do as a project manager. I have to rush east, west and south here. Again, we're gonna be having an extra materials here. Mambo namna gani? Exactly, so we're gonna be having extra materials landing here. And this is another trip, talk about now the third trip to get my brother here a very good and a modernized house. And we are preparing small. We are preparing as normal. Mambo vipi? Mambo iko chonjo. Exactly. Kila kitu iko sawa. Exactly. We have landed, guys, and everything is coming out. So hey guys, I'm running east west south. Early in the morning I was at Matiko's position. I am at Jiga's position, and also I've gone to look for another we're going to be doing another project in Isibania, where talk about the, she's called, I don't know which grandmother there at Isibania. So we're going to be checking how the things are going to be coming, and everything has to be going good as the way they're going to be coming. So we're going to be having extra trips here to come now and again to make sure that things are going to be coming out. For the people supporting Gintu, they understand what I am. When I talk about I'm a project manager, I have to rush and run. And the materials are ever full. There you can see it, this kind of the truck is coming here. It's very full. Even you can see them to the brim point. And this is how the courtesy of even a person who is ordering them, he can feel very better whenever you see how the materials are full and to this kind of the truck. You can see from here. They are very full, and there's not much of the spacing here. They're coming so from far, a bit expensive, but we have to get them. And these are the materials that we need. Talk about these are the such kind of the hardcore we need to make sure that things are gonna be running very fantastic here. So we are arranging it so it can balance here, meticulous, so you cannot have much of the problem like gonna be slippering or getting it not in to be the stable, so you can just pour it down. Yeah, hiyo siko sawa. Hiyo toa. Hiyo toa haina kazi hapo. Peleka huko mbele.
Iweke hapa hivi.
Peleka, yeah, hiyo iko sawa sasa. Exactly. So we have to arrange. Mwambia kuja lakini chini.
Sawa sasa.
Pita. Enda chini.
Wewe uko. Hata yote.
Nyosha.
Anyosha. Kisha kidogo. Haya nyosha.
Yeah. Au. Nebo bau. Safi. So we're gonna be getting this kind of the third trip for the hardcore, and that's how we're gonna be doing it, guys. If you give me your work, that's how we're gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be coming like something else, and this is how things gonna be arriving onto your site if you need. Exactly.
Songa. Pole.
Iko.
Kuna mawe mingi sana mbele, wewe songa.
Bakuto easy. Yeah, guys, they interlock, and whenever they interlock, they have a problem. Somebody has to go and, but a very high risk. You should be so punctual whenever you go there, because anytime it can land onto your leg, or it can do unconditional or circumstances to you, which is not the better thing we have to do here. So another time, another good time, and God is there to provide us and give us this kind of the moment. We shine, we go forward, and whenever I say I'm the project manager, trust me, I will make it happen. And getting your materials, and whenever it's gonna be appearing here, you see how delicate it is. Sasa hiyo kubwa tu, si ndio? Songa tuone. Oh, ongeza mawe mbele, ongeza mawe mbele. Ngoja. Yeah, they have to make sure that everything is happening. So guys, this is the work that I'm always having, and some foundation I've already talked about. Gintu is the CEO, you understand, and to other projects I'm the project manager. You have seen how they're going to be coming, and they're going to be having more and more to come, because I don't have much more to say about how we're going to be making this. It's how you need it. If you need hardcore going to be arriving. If you need sand, very better sand, very organized sand, very fine sand, very fantastic, very clean, and that's the material I need. And that's why I should be there when this kind of the materials are landing each and every time, to make sure that there's no much of talking about Roger. Ngoja kidogo. Ngoja. Iko sawa. Songa tu. Guys, this is how the work is done, and I have an engineer here, and we are coming from checking another work from somewhere to make sure that we're gonna be knowing how things are gonna be coming. So the engineer is here. Hi man, what's up? Everything is good?
Fantastic.
Everything is okay?
Fine.
So we are at the other side of the jiggers, and also we are here again to make sure that we're gonna be getting the quotation. Also you have another work at home again. Akia Mungu, this time round YouTube will kill us. We have to go forward with it.
The site will kill us.
The site will kill us.
Not
It's only now encouraging people to do the mason. Even the masons right now, they are no longer available.
Yeah.
We are looking for the masons. They are no longer available. We're gonna be going to call some people from somewhere. Oh, please, can you come? Yeah, the work is all over right now.
Everybody needs.
Ntawashtua. Nawapigia. So the good thing is, why can't we encourage young boys to do this kind of
Masons.
this kind of the courses, the short courses like masoning, plumbing,
Wiring.
They have the work, because there's no day the construction will stop. Right now we need modern houses.
Yeah.
So this one can construct a 2-bedroom?
No, they are not enough.
They're not enough.
Yeah.
How many do you need?
2.
2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
And sand?
Sand enough.
They're enough.
Yeah.
To start
To build.
or building.
Yeah, not not like plastering. No.
Oh,
Plaster,
so
building.
to say the starting of the house,
Yeah.
until the lintel stage,
top.
until the lintel stage,
Yeah.
or to the top where now the wall plates.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the hardcore has to be increased, like 2 of them.
2 of them.
Okay, so we're gonna be dealing with that one, and we're gonna be sending the quotation to my brother to add more and more. I'm here to supervise and make sure that the materials are landing. And also the good thing is, when I shoot the videos, they are watching, so they are supporting me to grow.
Okay.
Including the people gonna talk about, again, can I get attended? They have to watch and see how the things are gonna be. And this is the week to make it happen, and I appreciate people who are just locked in and making sure they're gonna be chopping together and getting moving and getting forward. So at home still I have other things to unaenda home.
Mimi nataka nione nyumbani. Alafu tuongee tena.
Haya, ni sawa. Wacha walete nyasi basi.
Unajua quotation ni nini? Chukua ile tu weke.
Oh, ni sawa. I will do it. Exactly. So this is how we're going to be making things to come out and run each south and west here. Guys, I appreciate the support you ever give me. I'm talking about Gintu now. You are the project manager, the CEO, and we're going to be making it happen. Exactly. I appreciate, and I say dignity always prevailing there. So the bike has to be parked here so I can just see what is being handled at my site here at my home, because also at my home I have some 2-3 things that are conducted and they are going on and on to make sure that things are happening so meticulous here. So another thing I'm going to be speaking is it's very sunny, and we have to see if the luncheon is ready for the other people who are just to the other side. I don't know if this kind of the stuff is working, Yeah, my mom, she is very stable to make sure that this kind of the biogas is working more properly, and it has never gone off. Hey, it's ever working more meticulous, and the work continues as normal, and the cooking is there. So right now I'm hurrying with my mom's kitchen, and which is giving me a bit of a headache, and but it will just go front the way we have to go, and make sure that everything is happening so perpendicular. Exactly, it was a concretion, and they are concreting to this outer part, this one here, and also they should make sure that everything is reliable and everything gonna be getting good. Hi.
I'm good.
How are you, man?
I'm so best.
So we are finishing. This is called what? A corridor. Is it a corridor?
Yeah.
It's a corridor, eh?
Let's say a canopy.
A canopy.
Yeah.
Hey.
In English.
In English,
Yeah.
it is called a canopy.
Or a veranda.
A veranda.
Yeah.
Wow, majestic. And that's very best, and that's what you can see, guys, here. And we are running with the time. Talk about the other rooms are already concreted, and which one is the best here? I want to deal with it is this kind of the modern kitchen, and you can see it has been concreted already. But this kind of the piping, they have to get out from here, because I don't need this kind of the pipings here. Here I want to be building, talk about, it's like a box that has a chain box. It's something like a box G-core that is going to be constructed using the bricks, and this part here going to be for this kind of the stuffs like we're going to talk about maybe the main switch boxes and much more, the sockets, the main sockets here, and getting some where this kind of the fridge can be. So from tomorrow we're going to be starting building, it's called a layout. It's going to be built here. A layout is going to be built here, and to the farther point where you can see at that kind of the corner. And also here we're going to be having also the same that are going to be coming to touch here, because this kind of the piping that's coming with this kind of the gas here, it's going to be diverted from here. It's going to be getting here. So we're going to be using this kind of the cook. Hi, how are you? You are today you are the one preparing food, eh? Exactly. So this kind of the cooker that's here, talk about this kind of the stuffs here. You see it's there. The gas is there still. Yeah. Oh, pole, eh? Mwambie pole. Yeah. So it's going to be getting here. So we're going to be cooking from here using that kind of the gas. Talk about the biogas. It's going to be operated from here, this kind of the spot here. And also we're going to be getting the roofing, finishing the roofing from the other stages, because that's where we're going to be rushing to and making sure that things are happening so perpendicular. This one here, this is a sitting room. The other one is a bedroom. For our guests who are going to be arriving here, everything going to be so fantastic at this kind of the potential. And the electrification will be coming, because we're going to be getting to the G Castle also. And we are rushing with this kind of the time, because the time is limited, and we have to act perpendicularly per unit time, how the work is also coming out in the decent manner. So as I progress, I say thank you very much, because even the G Castle is looking so awesome, and it's a little bit of some 2-3 things we have to rectify here and make sure that everything is running to according the session how it is. So the G Castle is still a white house here, as you can see it from this kind of the far spot, and I say we are moving forward towards it. And a little bit of some 2-3 things we're going to be handling here, so you can just make sure that we're going to be getting back here. Some windows that are just remaining, and also we have the tower tank behind there, and some plumbing and some color and some lightings, so you can just say the things are moving so fantastic here. So thank you very much guys for you being there and also being tuned, because we have to give you how the things are coming and what is also coming out more fantastic here. So to the roofing stage of my mom's kitchen, it needs several materials also, and I see the sand is a little bit over and it cannot go further. Talk about maybe the plastering and much more. I have to bring other material here, like I've brought to my brother there, and I have to make sure that also I have to get some sand, which is very pure and very fantastic for the other extra work. Although they have this kind of the ballast, and to the site you're going to be helping us in terms of construction of the water tower, and also like that now it's going to be used in terms of the concreting the other parts of the mom's kitchen there. Also going to be used because materials are always available. This small one here, I don't use it in a regular way because this is a machine crash and it's very expensive and I don't want to waste about it. Because this kind of the machine crash, I always use it where I know it's needed, where the need is. Because the other one is mostly used, but this one here, it's rare use, and whenever it's used, it's in a rare cases where they need this kind of the gauge. And as you can see, very small chips. You can see them how they are, very small ones, and they can like joining from a pillar to a brick. So it needs a little bit of this kind of the ballast to make sure you're gonna be filling there very tightly, and it's very nice in terms of corresponding with the cement. So that's how the thing's gonna be getting, and I appreciate much of the people tuned in and locked in, supporting and saying, Gintu, we have to get forward very, very much. Everything is running. It's a bit dry, as you can see. This kind of the greens are still drying a bit, but we have to struggle how it comes because the climate is changing. Talk about climate warming is there, so a bit a headache, but we have to move forward towards it. So guys, let's meet to the Jigas family. We have to handle matters how they arrive, and from there I'm going to be getting to Matiko again, and also in Isibania I'm going to be getting there a small tender that are going to be handling much of 2-3 things to solve and make sure that things going to be happening. Coming to you in a short while. Thank you very much for you recognizing as the G, the General G, who is the GG, General G. Exactly. Keep tuned. Real G on the spot. Permanent solution to the families. Guys, we are now getting back to the Jigas family. And I'm in the Mwase. And it's very silent now. But it's a very short distance from here. We're never going to be getting to the Jigas family. It doesn't require much more talking about all this. It's going to be needing much time. It's a bit of a shorter a time and also a distance from the Mwase town to approach that kind of destination. And all the materials we are getting, the materials like the hardware ones, we are getting them from within here. We are also supporting our own local market to grow, because if they grow, we grow, and that's why the ones can be recognized as we are growing for to get forward. So this kind of the time we're going to be getting there, and we are hoping to get that complete, and we're going to be completed today, and that's why we are just rushing to make sure that the things are going to be in a complete manner. And from the Mwase, we're going to need us a little bit of this corner here, called Rokere Nyankore corner, and we're never going to be getting forward. From here, we're going to be stretching like 100 meters over, then you get to the So that's why we're going to be getting everything, and appreciate people tuned. I'm talking about we have to get forward. We are getting back to the site here, and the site is getting on very good and nice. It's going to be approaching lunchtime edition, and they're going to be saying it's going to be coming because we are here to serve, and also running from east, west and south to make sure that everything is workable, because if we delay a bit, we're going to be handling much of the matters. Already here we have sealed. I think we are moving in a good pace, and I think now they're going to be getting to the downer space. Hii imesaidia sasa kidogo, si ndio? Mafunda tumeleta imbaki imepita, sasa zimebaki tu mbao. Hamisha, they're going to be migrating. They have already finished here, and they're far point. Talk about the other side. So my motorbike is still having, the engine is on, mete class. So from this kind of the position here, you can see they have finished this kind of the position from this kind of the side here. So they have already covered this side, and it's going to be in the lunchtime edition right now. I think we're never going to be bringing the lunch. They will have completed this kind of the other side here, the way they are joining themselves. So they are moving and locomoting together. Like you can see from there, they're just covering one of the space, and after covering all the space, so it means like one person is more faster than you. This one. So why are you steering on top and he is steering down here? Haya, muhamishie. Ama nyinyi mnasemanga aje? Si ndivyo wanasema? Yeye mbona ameshuka hawajashuka? Au vipi? Si ndivyo wanasemanga? Exactly. So we're not going to be bringing some luncheon here. It's still 12, and we're not going to bring some of the luncheon. They should be at this kind of, maybe they could have covered this kind of the space here and getting to the far end. So some of them will join inside, as others are going to be joining outside to make sure that this kind of the Jiga's house is in a complete way ever possible. So we are moving, and the movement is very, very fantastic here. So let's get forward. Maji yako sawa?
Yeah, good.
Maji yako sawa?
There's still another one there.
Oh, there's still another one there. So yatamaliza?
Yeah.
We are remaining with 2 bags of cement?
Yeah.
Itamaliza?
No.
It will not end this kind of the work. Oh, tutaongeza moja? So we have to add one more. Hey, we have to see how this kind of the work is gonna be, because also some miscellaneous are so many. Hey. But we have to make it happen. We never expected, we have to bring some other material, like this kind of the timbers here, and also the ones that Rika is carrying here. They have to get from home, because we don't have anywhere here to store them, because people here, they are not good, this kind of the nature. We might be talking about going to be storing them here. At long last, we come and get their firewood already. And the good thing is we have to carry them back home, and we're going to be coming with them here, because it's going to be such kind. So we were placing this kind of them like wheelbarrows, like spades, like cements, but to Isabela right now, the house is very small. We cannot place there everything, because let me say is a fact. When I came here as first, I started storing some cement in that kind of the home that has some of the iron sheets there. So when I started storing this kind of the stuffs there, I got a problem whereby I stored there in a courtesy, like I will give them a job to fetch water and bring it to the site. Then the first day, we came and we disagreed, because they needed more like, it was like 600 shillings, yet a tuk-tuk can bring 300 shillings. So it was a bit traumatizing, and also they were adding more and more jerry cans, and which they have not yet brought. So we disagreed. When we disagreed, they said, even this kind of the cement, take them out. Then I took them from there. Number 2, I started storing this kind of the stuffs again to this kind of the home, which is very near to me here. And when I stored them, that's where I met that kind of the lady who was coming from Tanzania, and the daughter was having a problem with the child, who was a bit having a little bit of a problem with the body, and it was body was not good. You understand that kind of the home. I found them here. So when I was here, I started storing some of the stuffs here. Then I got like some of my djembes and some spades. They're not even recognizable. When I went to bring, okay, go and bring the djembes, they were not recognized. They were not there. So I felt like it was a bit a problem. So we're gonna be having a very big time there. Number 3, when I started again storing some of the stuffs to Isabela, who accepted to store, because also she was doing some of the job here. And right now the house is very small, and when I stood there the first time, I saw the house was completely covered. The wheelbarrows took over everywhere, the spades took over, the cement took, and she was pregnant a bit. So when she has given birth right now, it's a very problem whenever the cement is going to be at that kind of the house, and also bringing much of the problem. So that's what I can say at this kind of the time. So a bit, some of the things like the cement, I always purchase them from the store direct. When I come to them here, talk about from the hardware, when I bring them here, it's better. If they remain, I tell the guy, let them remain there, I'll take whenever I'll get the time. So again, there to the hardware, you can find like you're thinking about, okay, let them stay there, and you go, maybe the stock has not come in, she has sold and tells you, come back this kind of the day, a bit again a problem. But we have to go better trusting a hardware than the other local people who are here, because whenever they see we are making this kind of the progress here, like maintaining and talking about Magabo's position is very meticulous, it's going good, they feel like we could have left and leave this kind of the home to be pathetic the way it was, or leave them to be the way they were, so they don't feel better whenever they see a person who was maybe having a problem is now upgrading and upgrading more than them. They could not expect like maybe Magabo could just develop also and have such kind of a home to call, a place to call home, a permanent solution. And that's why we say God is ever intervening. Whatever you think about, you're going to be doing wrong to others, and God says that the time has not yet reached and things will be getting forward here. So I have to take my stuffs. Haya ni maji mmeleta. Kwa hivyo kidumu nitachukua baadaye. Oh, na kikombe. Exactly. So this is called datura. Very, very poisonous to the animal. Ng'ombe yezi kula. Wanna cow do anything or talk about chew this one, it's dead completely. So this is a datura, very, very toxic plant, and an animal can never eat it. If it mistakes it is, things gonna be getting worse. So they are arranging themselves here, and they're making sure that they're gonna be having, and it should be so, guys, you can see why how he's just walking there. So it should be more punctual because anything can happen. In the construction, falling down it's necessary, but we should be very keen. The falling to be not necessary, exactly. Huh? Engasi, tainara mbalero soherehara. Sore kuidrisho to mirigoro. Mbona wakuleta ngazi basi? Au kushuka? Si uende tuombe huko.
Mungu nagambiga no mosaba. Atata hai.
Hayuko? Hakuna mtu mwenye hapo karibu ako nayo. We are looking for a ladder. I don't know why the tuk-tuk never brought it, because it was carrying so many things. It was carrying timbers, it was carrying this kind of the triangle strike, it was carrying wheelbarrows, carrying this kind of the jerrycans, carrying those jerrycans, this kind of the drums and the cement, so it was carrying a heavy load, and maybe they forgot from carrying it from home. So but we shall see how to handle this kind of the matters, how they arise. Before lunchtime edition, we should have moved to another level, and I appreciate people ever locked and talking about Gintwe. Let's get forward. So now you can see how this kind of the house is now becoming a very very fantastic, and also it's now looking like now we are moving and we are making a step ahead, which is the better thing we ever want to do here. So keep it tuned, keep on supporting, and if we support Magebo, he's there. Even he's just talking about, oh, only God knows. This one, I could have never seen it in my whole life. But right now, everything is so fantastic, and you can see it here, and well maintained, and very straight and very organized. So already also we have, there's a pillar that is going to be stepping here and getting to the wall. We needed first to construct that kind of the wall, so as you can just get inside those kind of the bricks, and they're going to be coming. So that one will be another quotation, because we have two steels which are D10s, and they're going to be landing here and getting there, and also getting to the far end. I think two D10s will be good. We have them already. So we're going to be looking for the cement, and also one top man and one hand man. They should fill it, and we have the ballast here and the sand is there. We have to deal with it repeatedly, and also now start dealing with how the roofing will be, how many timbers, and be punctual, man. Hey. Rachokori go mugakai kata no moto. Munarenji vile mtazeeka. Abande barai humbu. Rongapi. Ndani. Kama utajengea ndani mkuwe makini. Last time mtu alijenganga uko hakulinganishanga vizuri, ililetanga shida. Uliona? Umeiona? Isijilete hiyo shida tena. Unajua hata hii iliyako straight. Hii nani ndo alikuja kajenga kutoka hapo Baraka. Ndo aliambiwa ajenge hiyo akaiweka straight, ilikuwa imepinda. So kujenga kutoka ndani, kuwa makini kwamba unajua kujenga kutoka ndani. So let it be like everybody should be aware, because we have constructing from outside, the way they construct from outside and inside. A bit inside, you should be so, we can call about skill more, to make sure you're going to be dealing with the inside, construction from inside. Exactly. So everything has to be handled the way they are, and still we have much of the time, and we're going to be handling much of the time the way they come. And I appreciate much of the people tuned and locked in and saying, hey, let's get forward. And this kind of the family has got a permanent solution. And this is the permanent solution we're going to be getting forward to get to this kind of the home. So there's a person who was talking about how is it like a sitting room has a door to get to the bedroom. Let me say it once and for all here, because we have to handle how the matter comes. This house was not meant to be this kind of the big, and we constructed to have a different meaning of this kind of the house. But the way we constructed it, we found like Magebo, we never knew that Magebo have more children. For the people who have to understand it, Magebo has more children than you expect. Has 5 children. So it's not 1 or 2. The way you saw into the video that the 2 are available. Magebo has 5 children. So some of them are ladies and some of them are boys. So here, this is the sitting room. That's better. This is to the kitchen. The kitchen gonna be there. And this is gonna be the entry from the kitchen. This is gonna be the main one. So from here, to this kind of the sitting room is very small. They're going to be having its own room to have the boys' room from the sitting room. How is it not better? This is Africa. You know, sometimes having a house like the ones that we are having, the mud house, you get to the sitting room, get to the bedroom, get to the other bedroom. So you have to pass through the sitting room. So it's better for here to get through this kind of the house here and make it happen. Also, we have this kind of the small room that will come from this kind of the sitting room, access to this kind of the small room, and get to the girls' bedroom and get to the master bedroom. It's better because the girls should be accessed with the parents also because of some security reasons and application reasons that they should be there. So you have to agree onto that one. So let us agree into this kind of the house also. It has an extra thing that we're going to be doing here. After reaching this, let it a bit have the drying, then we will come and construct something like a triangle here that will be balancing this kind of the wall, not to be so maybe you can talk about maybe it's so heavy to the top, so it can bring some of the problem here. We don't want to reach into that one. So we're going to be constructing here some of like triangles to make sure we're going to be supporting this kind of the wall because it's so high. It will be hipped with much of the maram is there to this kind of the toilet we dug there, and you have to make sure that things are coming out. So if you find like you're going to be supporting us also, you can support us through this kind of the program that is running here of the toilet, because the toilet is not yet even getting its own way, talking about how we're going to be doing it. But we have dug a hole which was so expensive for us to dig, but we have found there's a hole. So what we need is constructing this kind of the hole to be a toilet, and that's why you see we dug it here and the borehole is down there. So here it will be accessed because we're going to be constructing here another thing called like a small kitchen to the outer, and they're going to be looking to the downer area. They will be looking to how their farm is progressing. That's why you can see their maize and their farm is here. They're going to be planting some 2-3 small things, and already the good thing is to the Jigas family, God has given them the best because already the maize are ready to be, they are ready in terms of maturity. They can do whatever they want to do with them, and everything going to be fantastic. Already they have food stuff here, and this is what I was crying for during that time I was purchasing this kind of the land. When I told those kind of the people, you should evacuate from here because how can you pay 100 shillings to access this kind of the land? Imagine not even $100, not even 100. $1. You can imagine $1. A person is getting this kind of the whole of this land to plant whatever they need. How much money do they get from here? It's because of the mentality and also how this kind of the family was behaving and how it was been made because of the family rituals and much more. I don't know if it's spiritual or whatever, and they want to be using them as an advantage. I told them they should go to the court if they see like I have taken this kind of the land, and they went into silence because I told them let us meet to the court, because if that's what you need, you can never pay $1 for you to access a land. How? It was so hectic to me, for me even to relate and say how this kind of this is going to be moving. So let us keep in tune because we are here to protect the vulnerable. That's my courtesy and my career. Let us help and make it happen. Keep tuned. Back to you in a short while. I see the work is protruding, very meticulous, and mambo unajionea mbili tatu. Safi. Mama ako aje? Ako nyumbani? Mwambie salamu alaikum. Unamwambia aje? Samaramareko. Samaramareko. Inshallah wa barakatuh shakumsimatusi. Exactly. So they are arranging themselves here, and we're going to be getting a very better opportunity here to climb on top and do the construction very meticulous, as is a bit taller. Wacha niende nyumbani nione kama kuna ngazi, si ndio? Yeah, I have to go and look for the ladder at home. Guys, also my bike is doing a lot of work, and kwa jirani wameenda kanisa. Today is on Saturday, and the person who is helping us with the ladder, they have gone for the Sabbath day. No, these people have a problem with us because of we are arguing with this kind of the wires, guys. These wires are being a problem here a bit, and I don't know why some of the people want to be forced about, or like right now they're gonna be constructing here. So who is gonna be climbing here because of the wires that are here? A problem because this electricity, it's not a solar. Even a solar is very delicate. What about electricity here? So you're gonna be hitting people and talk about, oh, maybe Gintu is the one now gonna be taking people to the Freemason. That's what they're gonna be speaking. Oh, whose side is that one? Gintu. to, oh my God, things are going to be getting bad. A bit traumatized. And it's a bit of how we're going to not be careful about going to be holding. But I'm going to be dealing with the Kenya Power to deal with it repentantly, because we have to make sure we're going to be giving Magebo a chance for him also to enjoy the life and also enjoy this kind of the moment of this kind of the house. And that's the courtesy of us to move forward and make it happen. So let us agree, because some of them, they're going to be starting from inside, and some of them going to be starting from outside to make sure that things going to be getting forward. So wewe uko hapa ndani? Exactly. So he's going to be dealing with this kind of an area. So ukitoka hapo unashika hapa.
Taona.
Hiyo itakuwa ni after lunch. Ukitoka hapo hivi unashika na hii mara moja ukisonganga, si ndio? Exactly. That's where and what we need to do here. I'm more meticulous. Yes, hello. Exactly. So the other guy is inside here. So gonna be order. Wewe sasa ukichapa hiyo unachapa na hii. Exactly. So you're gonna be dealing with that one and this one here. The other guy, that one and this one here. So at least they're gonna be remaining with only these ones here. The other gentleman we're gonna be getting from there to cover a little bit of a spot there. One could cover there, and another one could stretch with this one farther point to the farther point, and they could just join themselves in the evening to make sure that this kind of the house is in a complete. So today is gonna be getting to the complete. Nothing gonna be remaining here. As I promised, nothing gonna be remaining here like, oh, we cannot complete it and much more. And this what we need. And whenever I'm just here, I have to arrange the work and make sure that the work is getting on. And that's why you see much of the people having much of the jealousy about me. It's a no joke zone whenever it comes to the work, and I've been given the mandate to make sure that I supervise it, because I'm a supervision and a project manager coming out. So already onto this kind of the way. Niletee kikapu iko huko. So I'm going to be getting some luncheon from home. Let me see how the lunch is, and everything will be just okay whenever we get much of the things coming out here. So guys, keep tuned, keep it locked. We still have much more to go, and what's going to be filmed here to see how we're going to be moving with it. This is the courtesy of its_Gintu and much more. The food is on to me. That's how I support them, and to make sure that I'm part of the program. Whoever is saying that Gintu will be there, pop, we are on it. Get onto the street part. Guys, the work progresses again, and we have already offloaded 2 cements again, because the ones that were here, they told us we're going to be adding 1, but unconditionally we have added 2 of them, because we want the work to be in a finish line, and that's what we're going to be heading to. And still the bricks, they are moving like safari rally. There were 1,750 bricks, and I see we are moving like safari rally. So we're going to be checking what's going to be represented here also. And okay, this side is already covered, and let's see to the other sides. And because we're going to be getting to know each kind of the sides. So here they're about to link to the farther point, because it's the one that's going to be joining here. And I think the top mason is there already to make sure we're going to be handling this kind of the matter of this section here. And this area is smelling too much of peeing. People have been peeing there like something else there. So I can see the work is progressing very well, and they have linked. So it's here they are going to be having a little bit of the link, and they're going to be finishing the link here. Mr. Magabo, mambo iko cham.
Mambo iko chonjo kabisa.
Chonjo kabisa.
Yeah.
Kazi nasonga.
Kazi nasonga.
Unaoni kisha? Abi imeisha.
Imeisha.
Exactly. So guys, they are finishing up, and they are remaining with a few ones here. Talk about this kind of the area, and the other one only. And the good thing is that they are joining 2-2. This gentleman and another gentleman, so the other one from the farther point, and the other one from this point here. We're going to be coming to this kind of the stage, and also the other one to this kind of the corner, and this one's going to be joining to come to this kind of the side here. So that's how the work is going to be getting on and on and on. So today we're going to be finishing up, and we're going to be having the top engineer, who is always coming in to link us with more about how can we do with the roofing stage and much more, so we can just subject ourselves into that one. Ndio mnahama? Yeah. Kangi go atona. Ero ke kai kan ngaga kochirente. Chapa mboka bana, chapa mboka. Mura, ero ma huwa ichisimiti mu kwengeri wa mu kwengere toraya. Asiga mure, kwana banto mbarenga mure. Sini tutu. Sini mbili. 6 plus 2. 2 bags per each.
Okay, no problem. Let's finish up.
Mota iko sawa?
Moti iko sawa.
Ama ni kubwa?
Moti iko sawa.
Asa unajenga wapi hapa?
Nataka ni join huko.
Sasa ungeweka tu hapa hivi.
Hapo mbao.
Hii ni mrefu. Oh.
Sasa yule mfupi ndo anatembea hapo.
Oh, so lazima uweke mbao. Okay.
Ndio punda moja. Kuna punda moja kule.
One donkey to the other gentleman. Mura mambo iko sawa? Kila kitu iko safi. Twende naro. Hivyo. So the gentlemen, they are making it happen here and they are moving very fantastic, and I appreciate because the work continues. That's why I'm called the general manager here, to make sure that we're going to be checking out the project manager, to checking on how everything going to be. So it has to be very straight, and this side they're going to be constructed from the other side. So this side we're going to be plastered and everything going to be looking so fantastic here. So the bricks are also running like a safari rally. So we had approximately of 2,000 bricks, and we had 250 down there, so we brought 1,750. And that's what it had. So you can see even this kind of the room is already complete, and it's well now. So the only thing is getting this kind of the. I'm also crying for this kind of the wires here to be removed from there, so as you can know what's gonna be coming out. Yeah, Mr. Magebu is here and is very awesome in terms of the work. So the work has to go on. Tuko na muda mchache. Okoa muda. Dush. Okoa muda.
Anasomba mchanga. Acha huyu afanye.
Mchanga, wheelbarrow ilikuja moja? Ziko mbili. Okay. Unapima wheelbarrow ngapi? 4 wheelbarrow. So 4 wheelbarrow na hii cement.
Si wamesema kwanza nini?
4 kwanza. Sasa cement ni za nini tumeleta mbili? So if it's I talk about 2 cements going to be getting 8 wheelbarrows. So if they are saying 4, so I think they're going to be gauging so as it cannot remain much. But even if it remains, we can see where to deposit it and where to put it. Yes, hello? Even the sound, guys, it's moving like something else here. Ooh, look at this one here. It's moving. So we're going to be completing the tipper here. And we will look forward whenever the time reaches. We will bring another truck here to make sure that we're going to be having like the plastering and screeding down. Talk about maybe the concretion of the floors. After this kind of the concrete is enough to finish all this kind of the works that's going to be remaining here, and that's why it's going to be bulked here, one truck. So it will subject. Talk about it will be used here more very wisely. Mchanga iko sawa?
Yes.
Okay. More meticulous. Wow. So they're gonna be having 4 of them right now. It's already 16:30 in the evening, and they are rushing very quickly. They have to make sure that the work is incomplete before it gets to 6, which they have only 1 hour to make sure that everything is happening so perpendicular. So nobody is forcing anyone to talk about, oh, you have to hurry. It's their pace that will make us to move forward, because sometimes not every kind of the top mason has the same pace in terms of the construction. We have to understand that, and the more you go, the more you practice, the more you become more perfect and this kind of the work. And that's why you see they are separated 2-2, so they can just do, and meticulously they can handle this kind of the work how it comes always here. So my foodstuffs here, I came with this kind of the luncheon here, and yeah, we have to get out from here. I'm gonna be taking some of this kind of the stuffs back home. Ile kidumu ingine iko wapi watoto? Iko hapo kweli? Nimeenda? Iko hapo ndani? Esu nilete hiyo kidumu. So I'm gonna be taking the stuffs for lunch to be washed at home, and this is the courtesy, guys, that I always make sure that it's something like food. And whenever we're gonna be subjecting and talk about Ogintu, let us move forward and also support the people. I always subject myself as a project manager. I have also gaining my own experience to this kind of the constructions, and that's how you can now see this kind of the construction is looking so awesome at this kind of the time, because everything ya dogo pole unaanguka hivyo vibaya, pole utapata maoba kesho. Guys, today a little bit the stores are having this kind of the cement called Dumu, and the Dumu cement is the one that the government of Kenya is now using in terms of its own constructions. And you can now see most of the people right now going to be adjusting, because the Simba cement, it was headed with one of talk about the Hindi, the person from the Indian person, but he died, so the son took over the game, but he has not been performing the way the father was performing. Sometimes the management is so hard, so that's why you can see whenever I'm saying the management here is so hard, sometimes we have to make it happen. So for the people supporting us, support the Jigas family also, so as you can just have a very fantastic way. So even if you can just support us with $5, $3, $4, $10, we can buy trees and we can cut now the timbers, and we will be cutting small as we're going to be storing them at my home. And after now we are complete, whatever feet we will be told, we shall now carry them from to this kind of the position to start the roofing, because we will have to make it happen. So I will be buying trees and I'm going to be cutting, because buying timbers direct is a bit expensive than buying a forest. Like we can just buy a forest of 20,000 and we can cut trees there with a lot of money also in terms of cutting there and lumberization, but we will handle it the way it comes. So many people. Yes, hello. Hey. Hi. So there are people who are just looking for me at this kind of the time, and we have to handle how the matters always arise and making it happen. Keep tuned. Back to you in a short while, handling the matters of the Jigas family. The work is so decent. Wagwan.